We want our lives to be perfect, a tick box life. Everything perfect. At this time, this should happen. This time, this should happen. Everything perfect. When we know and we understand that the imperfections make life much more interesting and adventurous. In spite of knowing this, why are we always just wanting to be perfect?
Because it's a natural law. The creator is perfect. He creates everything in perfection. Have you ever seen a creator creating a human being with his head here and his toes here? So perfection is the law of the universe. You striving to be perfect is being in tune with the law of the universe.
But in the universe also, if you see, there are some things which we could call imperfect.
Yeah, you will say that some people are born with imperfections.
Yes.
One limb missing or one eye missing. Separate subject. I mean, it has its answer. And the answer is in the second law of the universe, which is cause and effect. So there is always a cause for which the effect which you see is imperfect. Let me give you an analogy which will probably throw light on this subject of imperfection. So there is a rabbit who has 4 legs, and there is a centipede which has 100 legs. Yeah. So from the centipede's point of view, this rabbit has only 4 legs. I have 100 legs. So rabbit is imperfect. From the rabbit's point of view, इतने legs लेके क्या करेगा? चार पैर पे कुछ सब कुछ काम होता है. तू इतना 100 पैर लेके कहाँ घूम रहा है? तेरे को भगवान ने एकदम imperfect बनाया. So it is again a perspective. So when I look at a child who is born, inverted commas, defective. Defective because 99% of the human beings are like us. That 1% child who has a defective birth, one arm missing or one extra finger, or I saw a picture of a baby with a 3rd eye, and you say that this is imperfect. Now it is imperfect for you. You are standing at a frame of reference and you are comparing this creation with you as the frame of reference. But for the creator, whatever was created is perfect. It followed the law of cause and effect and created that. Take the example of Helen Keller. Blind, deaf, dumb. And yet she was more perfect than normal human beings than us. So what is perfect and what is imperfect is relative. So there are 2 terminologies. One is relative and 2 is absolute. The creator is absolute. Everything else is relative.
Then there's a saying that you with all the imperfections is the authentic you, and that's your beauty.
Sure.
Yeah, but then in spite of knowing this, we still see people going for cosmetic surgeries and wanting to correct their features and faces. I mean, I think each individual with whatever imperfections he or she is born with is a beautiful creature. But still then we, play with this and we want to cosmetically change our appearances.
The problem is we use the word we. Everything is I. Now I have grey hair. I don't feel uncomfortable with my grey hair. There is another I sitting next to me with same grey hair and he's extremely uncomfortable and he therefore dyes his hair. It's about him feeling good about himself and feeling happy about his appearance. I'm comfortable with my grey hair. He's not comfortable with his grey hair. So he dyes his hair. Are you happy dyeing your hair? Yes, I'm very happy dyeing my hair. Wonderful. The whole subject, then now you come to another law of the universe. Be in joy. So if you are doing something that gives you joy, where is the imperfection? I'm not going to dye my hair for you or for the world. Just because you want to see me with black hair, I'm not going to dye my hair. It doesn't make me comfortable to be artificial. My opinion again. So if I am happy the way I am, period. The problem is I want to interfere in somebody. You shouldn't wear this bindi. Oh, not these earrings. There should be long earrings. What this moti ka necklace? You should be wearing diamond ka necklace. And it is my opinion about you. You're comfortable with moti ka necklace. You're happy with it. Who am I to bother about that?
Then there's also this thought process that sometimes madness can bring in more energy and enthusiasm rather than being a dull, boring person. So there is an imperfection in that madness.
The madness
So
is
what
used
would you
in
say
two
to
ways.
that? Yeah.
Madness, the word is used. I'm actually mad and in an asylum.
No, I'm not referring to that.
So let's first define madness.
I'm referring to, people who are like really obsessed
Out of the
with
ordinary.
something, and out of ordinary,
Not
They
run of
tend
the
to
mill.
be out of ordinary because of a certain madness. I would say it that way.
I'm very uncomfortable with that word madness because it takes me to the asylum. But okay, you can say that they want to be different.
Yes.
It's different.
Yes.
That famous ad, no, ketchup, it's different. It has a tang in it. Ketchup should not have tang, but somebody added tang to it. Now it became different. Okay. So every creation happens out of this desire to be different, which you call as madness. You see any innovation, whether it's a technological innovation, whether it's a fashion innovation, all that happens because there is a desire to be different. And nothing wrong in being different because you're exploring. And it is in exploration that you discover or you invent. Discovery and invention are creations. I discover what already exists and I create what has never existed. Never existed in the human kingdom. Because everything actually exists in the form of an idea, which is a universal idea. It comes to me and it becomes my idea. It's there in the universe, it occurred to me, it became my idea, I became the scientist, I became the inventor, I became the discoverer. So that is madness. The quest to discover something new. You take our Indian culture, people have, take 𝗬𝘂𝗧𝗂𝗯𝘀, he wrote this book, The Eternal Quest. Discovery of yourself by going within instead of discovery in the external world. So it is an internal quest. You take Sadhguru's example, inner engineering. When we say engineering, we talk of external things. Now here is a man talking about inner engineering. So what are you talking about? You're talking of mechanisms that make the human organism work. Somebody may say Sadhguru is mad in your language. But he's not the asylum mad. He's mad after some discovery, some research about the self.
True. So it's quite evident then that imperfections are actually leading people to
Striving
invent something,
for perfection.
striving for perfection, in the process, inventing something new, discovering something new, right?
In spiritual terms, the ultimate perfection is to attain goal of
Moksha.
finding your creator, which as people say moksha or nirvana. So until you reach that final destination, everything is imperfect.
Perfection.
So if you're striving to reach that level of perfection, then yes, the journey is ongoing.
That's on a spiritual level. But on a more humane platform, I would say
Everything is spiritually guided. Your desire to color your hair black is striving for perfection. You can't achieve it by your corrections inside because you don't know the technique. So you are trying to do it by appearances. Appearance is also a law. The truth is different and it appears different. So all these are fitting into the patterns of the law of the universe. Whatever you are doing, you call it imperfection, striving for perfection, you are following a pattern of the universal law, which is spiritual. There is nothing that can exist which is not spiritual. Unfortunately, we don't understand it. And therefore, you have given different names: biology, zoology, botany, and electrical engineering, pneumatic engineering, so on and so forth. The drive that makes a person pursue these sciences is for discovering or inventing something new which already exists in the realm of vibrations, which is universal and spiritual.
So if perfection is the law of the universe, as you say, why do we still celebrate or want to have imperfections like black spots or dimples in your cheeks? Actually, it's an imperfection. But people want to have that. So what do you say to that?
When I do not succeed in reaching my targets, I lower the standards and justify my achievement. You see that in professional activity as well. If I have a senior whose achievement level is here, and if I, being at a junior level, if my capability is here, my senior will never allow me to reach that, because that is more perfect than the level he has reached. So every human being tries to justify his imperfection, knowing fully well that he cannot enhance to the higher level. Why am I happy playing at the state level and not at the world championships? Human beings have established that you can be a world champion, but I am happy that my name appeared in the local newspaper, that I represented the state. And I flaunt that throughout my life, कि मेरा नाम पेपर में आया था.
So
are you perfect in your sport? No, you didn't even reach the world level. You didn't even reach the country level. You just represented your state. But you are happy with it. You are happy with your imperfection. You are not a perfect athlete or a perfect sports person. You have not reached that. So it is to justify my capability.
So this term imperfection can be used as an alibi to say that मैं ऐसा ही हूँ.
To stay where you are.
Yeah, to stay where you are.
And you don't want to move up.
Not to really.
And you can use the same imperfection to strive to become better as much as you can.
So what will you say to the term imperfect is perfect?
Excuse. Imperfect is perfect is an excuse. Because there is something more than that which has already been achieved. Why are people competing in the Olympics and the World Championships when they know that this is the benchmark? They want to better that, no? That is not the perfect timing. I need to be better than that. That's not the perfect height for a high jump. I need to be better than that. So there is something always higher. Why am I not happy going from here to USA? Why do I want to go to the moon? Why should there be a Chandrayaan project? Explore new boundaries, expand your vistas.
So having heard whatever you've said till now, where is the beauty in the imperfection?
In the contentment. मैं ऐसा क्यों हूं is a question you ask. मैं ऐसा ही हूं is the joy in accepting the way I am. That is the beauty in imperfection. The joy that you derive, the happiness that you derive in accepting your imperfection is the beauty of imperfection.